So that's good. She's looking for her fence, which is great.
She was talking about feet position before.
Okay, he was a little bit clumsy, but wasn't much Lauren did wrong. It was more her horse. You don't mind them making a mistake as long as when they come next time they think what they're doing. See, that was better. He was it's all very tight, isn't it, here? Don't worry. Good, Katja, lovely. That was very nice. Okay, do you want to just have one more pop over at Katja, and we'll just let Lauren have another couple of little pops? Good. Okay, that's fine. So Katja's got a lovely position. She stays very secure. She's not going too forward with her upper body. She's keeping very balanced, and just looks very secure in the saddle. Okay, Lauren, just careful with your reins. When you were coming around that corner, this hand was right back by your leg, which means they're too long. Try and carry your hands a little bit more forward. Good, well done. It is difficult because you can see how, going back to the flat work, how it then can so affect the way they jump. And because he is a stiffer horse, how he was stiffer on that right rein, he finds it a little bit more difficult. He's not as naturally flexible. That then shows up now as he's starting to jump. It's not as easy for him. He's trying. He's trying his hardest, but it's just not as easy for him to do it as Katja's horse is naturally a bit more flexible to be able to, so therefore can jump a little bit better. So, can we just now pop this one off the other rein? Are you all right to go one hole higher? A little bit higher? I don't think we can jump too big in here because, although I'm sure they'd be able to jump bigger, it's just awkward because of the tightness. Okay, so if you come round off the left rein, try and turn to jump that. Can you manage that? Yeah. Is that okay? So keep those hands a little bit more forward, Lauren, so that they're not back by your leg.
21 again.
Good girl, well done, well done. That's fine, just careful. One thing you did there, Lauren, was lift your hands forward up his neck. Don't be tempted to do that. Keep your hands still in position. Okay, not to worry. You come again and he'll hopefully have learned from that. Catch her and be a little bit more careful. So keep looking at the fence. Beautiful. Okay, that's fine. Give him a pat. Slow down. Keep them coming forward a bit as much as you can. Good, well done. Okay, that's fine. So it is difficult for the riders in here because of the tightness. But just try with him, because he's not as naturally athletic and flexible. You need to try and keep the canter a little bit more forward, but obviously slightly restricted in here. But rather than when you were going a little bit too slow and his head was going up and down, he wasn't really covering the ground, and therefore it was more difficult for them to jump the fence. What I say to people when they're jumping, if you've obviously got a bit more open space, as the fences get bigger, the stride, the canter, the way the horse canters makes such a difference to how he actually jumps the fence. So the bigger the fence, it's a bit like when you're bouncing a ball. If you bounce a ball and you want that ball to go higher, you don't go slower, you don't go faster, you go stronger. And the stronger you bounce that ball, the easier that ball goes up in the air. Well, that's just very similar to their canter stride when you're jumping. That as the courses get bigger, the fences get bigger, you just need to ride with a more powerful, energetic canter. You don't want to come slower. You don't want to think, oh, the fence is big, let's go fast. Because the fastness will just make them jump flatter, and it won't be as easy for the horse. Obviously, if you go slower, they might still jump it, but it makes it a real effort for them. We as riders, we're meant to be helping our horses. We're meant to be on top to make it easier for them. But sometimes that's not the case. So anyway, the quality of the canter and the horse, that's where he totally relies on us. So, he doesn't know how he's meant to be cantering. So it's up to us as riders to pick up the canter, to get the canter nice and energetic, and that'll help him then jump that fence well. Right, okay, we're going to now pop